Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos and what they're all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I'll show you guys how to put it together. If there's any areas of concern on the sprue, as in things are numbered differently to the instructions, or there's little thin pieces that you need to be careful when they're snipping off. Yeah, there could be little bits that are on the part you need, but it looks like a piece of sprue. Yeah, for example, like it looks like that, but it could be a pin that's needed to stay on the model, on the piece. If you suffer dyslexia or just struggle with instruction in general, this is a visual aid to help you. If you're interested in models for an army you have, or you're thinking of getting, again, this is a heads up to show you how easy they are to build. These Let's Build videos are aimed at everyone, no matter your age or your skill level. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so you would have seen from the thumbnail, I'm building a Death Dread for the Ork army, and this is from the Combat Patrol magazine. So before we get into everything, we're going to go through tools needed as always. Mold line scraper. If you're using a sharp tool, like a blade, surgical blade, or just a normal standard type blade, just be careful because it's sharp. Make sure people in the house know you're using it so nobody scares you by accident. Make sure there's no cats around or dogs, or kids, so I say. Clippers, make sure it's all part of that kit. Now I do have sanding sponge, which is sponge with sandpaper inside. You can get this in a hardware shop, somewhere between sandpaper and wallpaper, I believe. Somewhere in that area, because it's usually used for sanding down bits of plaster on the corner of rooms and stuff. This is a plastic kit, so plastic glue. Now, before we start building stuff, what I do is I go through the sprues and ascertain what's what, because you can see there's 3 sprues here. I was meant to start this the other Sunday and I just sort of just looked at it and oh no, put it off for a bit, but it needs to be done, so I'm going to get it done. So look at this, a lovely piece. That goes on the front of the dread, I know that already. You got shoulder pads, you got these sorts of like pipes that go together to make a like exhaust vent. There's the big shooters. I presume these are for these arms to go into, because I see the ball there and I can see there's a little socket there for it to go into. There's another one, looks amazing. This is the top of the killer can, so I can see the little bit that goes on there. You've got banners, you've got all these little pieces. I don't know what they're for, but there they are. The next sprue, these are the side pieces, and this is the side pieces go into. I think this is the custom mega blaster. There's a rocket launcher. These are the killer claws. Again, we've got some bits and pieces here. I think they go with that. You've got that more exhaust vents. You've got the legs. And on the last sprue, this is why I put it off, because it's such a big sprue. Got these lovely pieces that go on the front of the dread itself. You've got his feet, got his tusks here. There's some glyphs. There's another one of those arms, rocket launcher. There's a claw, buzzsaw. I think that's not the other part of that, but that's going to probably be used the same sort of way. You've got a flamer. You've got another buzzsaw. You know, there's loads of different pieces. Now I looked at the weapon options for this guy. He comes equipped with 2 big shooters and 2 death claws. You can swap the 2 shooters for any of the 2 of rocket launchers, flamer, or mega custom blaster. Yeah, you can swap or death claws. So you can have one with 4 death claws. You can swap death claws for the same thing, so you can just have it all with all guns if you want. So it's a very, very interesting type of kit. But I'm going to finish getting, well, sort all this out and come back to you with the first pieces. So the first two pieces we need is number 5, which is this piece here, and number 2, which is this piece down here. So that's very straightforward. Number 5, I put some glue in there, as you can see. And number 2, you can see these little teeth there, there's little grooves that slots into there. And you can see how it just clips in, like so. The next piece we actually need is number 6, which is the other side, and it goes on exactly the same, but this side, okay? And so I didn't actually realise, I don't know why I didn't realise, but when this piece goes on, it connects at the front there, okay? It's looking good already. The next piece we need is number 1, which is this piece here. And so this piece, that's the back. It just slots on the top like so. That's actually very straightforward. I was actually thinking it was going to be a lot more difficult than that. The next piece we need is this piece down here. Okay, this is on the piece. It's on the sprue with the big guys. This is the one we need. Number 7. Again, very straightforward. So this is the top bit. So slots in there like so. Now we had the body pretty much built. Right, so the next one we need is number 38, which is this one here, and number 40, which is that one there. Okay, it's on the same sprue as the legs. I don't see any more legs anywhere, so what a custom Mecha Blaster. It's on the same sprue as those. So number 38, number 40. And these two pieces slot together like so. Okay, there's only one way for them to go. There we go. I think, yeah, that's the way it's going to go on the model. So that's the bottom of the model, the bottom of the piece. So the next piece needed is number 39, number 41, exactly the same as that one, but this one is going to go on this side of the model. Actually, yeah, it's going to be like that. It's going to be on this side of the model. Okay, so you see how I put this one this side. So I know it's going to be on this side of the model. The other one goes the other side. So with this one now, we're going to put the exhaust pipes on, which are number 48 and number 83. I don't know why they do it like that, but it should be 48, 49, make it a lot easier. But it's number 48 and 83. We've just taken the exhaust from here, so it's on the same sprue. Again, this is very straightforward. This is number 48. That's the top of it, where the spikes are. You can see there's a little mad little pin there, and it just slots into there like so. And the other one does the same in the other side. With, yeah, that being that, no, it has to be that way around. There's only one way for it to go in, you can't really get it wrong. There we go. So I'm going to have to hold that for a few minutes and then put it down, and we're going to do the same thing for the other one. Right, so the exhaust for this one is number 84 and number 41. No, sorry, 49. Okay, so they're on the same sprue as this. So I'm going to snip off number 84, goes on this side, number 49 goes on that side, and it goes in exactly the same as I've just shown you on the first one. So the first one just slots in there, like so. Second one slots the other side. Okay, so on to the legs now. There is actually a mistake on these instructions, but I'll go through it when I get there. So the first piece we need is number 20, which is this one here. It's just below this claw. actually, it's not a mistake. I was looking at the wrong piece. This is the pieces we need, and I was looking at, where are we? Moving on here. I was looking at these pieces, which doesn't make any sense. Unless, oh, that's 61, yeah. Yeah, I was looking at these pieces. We can know the pieces I needed for the leg, but it's nice, these pieces here. So we need number 18, which is the one on this side. Yep, this is it, yep. Again, this is next to the buzzsaw. Right, so number 20, number 18, there is a little pin there. There's a hole, it just slots on like so. Very good. So we'll do the same thing again, but with the other leg. So we need number 19, which is this other little piece. And we need number 21, which is this one here. And again, it goes in the same way. Square hole, square pin, but that goes on this side of the model. Okay, so the first one's going to go this side, it's going to go the other side. It's very straightforward because that's the outside that when the model's standing up. You can see there's a big, like a ball joint there, and that's where it's going to go. Right, so with these feet now, you have an option. There are two different options. The first one is, where are we? Number 14 and number 15. As you can see, there's little holes. There's little pins. So basically, it would be this one here we're going to go with. It would sit on it like that. Okay, so it's like a claw coming up. I can't push it because it's on the sprue. And then the other one would be 16 and 17, the other foot, exactly the same. But I'm not going with that. I'm going to go with this option, which is number 50 is for this foot, and number 51 is for this foot. It's very, very straightforward. So we've got the same pins. We have a little hook system there that slots on. Put your thumb underneath to make sure it's flat, because when it goes on the base, it's going to sit on there like that. And it's the same for the other one. Right, next bit is very simple. Put some glue in there already. It glues into there, like so. Now the instructions are not telling me to put him on the base, but I'm going to put both legs on, put some glue underneath him and stand him on his base, so he's standing on the base. Because by looking at the instructions going forward, I don't think there's any part of that that's going to interfere with him being on the base. The other reason why I'm doing that as well is then he's on the base, rather than I build the rest of the model or come to do him and he's not sitting, like standing properly, you know, and the glue's already set, so that I can't really do what needs to be done. Right, so now it's dealing with the front of the model itself. There are various different options. All of these are an option. So you've got this lovely one here. Got this one with spikes on it there. That's the first one, nice little bone going across one. You've got this one here, all the teeth. That one has those two that I was looking at earlier, okay? And they slot in. You can see there's a little groove there. There's a little pin, they slot in there with the long side pointing downwards. What else we got? There's so many different options here. Also got these ones. Okay, again, these are options. Got this one. There is some eye sockets or something to go over the front of them. I can't seem to locate them. There's so many additional bits on this kit. It's nuts. It's great if you're an Ork player. Well, you would have the kit if you wasn't an Ork player, but it is great because you can actually just customize other things. But anyway, I'm going with the teeth. So I need this, which is number 26, number 11 and number 12. Number 11 goes in this up here, number 12 goes that side. It's just literally flat onto flat. Yeah, so to go with that piece, we need number 33, which is just this amazing piece. Okay, so this is the inside. There's 2 square bits. The big hole there, that just slots in there like so. It only goes one way. This one has a little slot there. For some reason, the instructions are telling me it goes in the middle here somewhere, but I got a funny feeling that little lips is down there. Like so. That'd make more sense. That little pin sits on this bottom lip here. But the instructions, which I'll show you right now, they're showing me the cylinder. So let me just, the cylinder is a whole solid piece. It's not telling me to slip it underneath the lip. Very, very strange. But this is what the Let's Build videos are here for. Right, so now the combat control instructions aren't doing us any favours, because it's showing me how to put the first killer claw together. Great, fantastic. Missile rockets, yeah, the rockets for it, yeah, that's great. On the next page then, it's showing me how to do the other killer claws. So basically it's telling you to build the Death Dread with 3 killer claws and 1 missile pod. No, that's not, you know, you don't need 3 on it. 2 will do, it's fine. I mean, I'm sure having 2 on there, they're going to be twin linked, but I can't guarantee that. But still, you know, you don't need 3 on there. And I actually want a custom blaster and a missile pod. That's what I actually want. So I was trying to figure it out. Very, very straightforward. Okay, so we're going to start with 85 and 86. I believe. So there's 86. And that's the one we need first of all. Right, so I actually stopped because I wasn't too sure. I thought the instructions were saying us short, because they come with 2 ranged weapons and 2 of the claws. And I wanted to try and figure out, is there any benefit of having 2 claws or 3 claws or whatever? Well, 3 claws as the instruction is telling me. Or should I build it with 2 weapons and 2 claws? So anyway, I found the data card. Now this is for the combat patrol, but it's not going to be dissimilar to the actual rules for him. So basically the claw has 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 10, AP 2 and 3 damage each. But it's got dead choppy as this rule. And basically every claw that you have after the first gives you an additional attack. So having 2 claws on it, additional claws, is going to give you 6 attacks. But 8 damage 3, that's very savage. And I was looking at the rocket launcher on there. It's not a frag and crack as I first thought. It just has blast and it's D3 shots. 5 hitting on 5s. From looking at the update cards, most of the Orks are hitting on 5s. Strength 9, AP 2 and 3 damage each. So I'm actually thinking, instead of following the instructions and doing 3 claws and have 1 rocket pod, I'm thinking just to stick and have 2 rocket pods and 2 claws. I looked at the Mega Blaster, which was my first intention, but I looked at it on the Death Copter card, and it's 3 shots, but it's, was it 1 shot? 3 shots, I think it is, but it's hitting on 5s and, you know, strength 10 and all that stuff, and it's D6 damage, which, you know, is. But anyway, back to this guy. So I'm going to go with my initial thought of just having 2 claws and 2 guns. So I need number 85 now. Let me find this one. Right, so number 85 is on the sprue with the shooters. There it is there. I think its number is actually there. So it's one of those ones where the sprue's just covering the number up. But I noticed that one because I'm looking at the picture of it. I can see the picture of it here. Oh no, it's not. Hold on. It's very similar. Oh, damn it. Hold on a second. Let me look again. No, sorry, scrap that. This is 85 here. It's very, very similar to that one. There's that one. There's that one. Very, very similar. Okay, but the number for this one is here. It's very straightforward. They just slide to each other. Oh, come on, get in there. There we go. Did it off camera, and also doesn't want to do it on camera. Maybe I need to do is put a bit of glue in there so that join. Right, then it's telling me number 9, which is this buzzsaw arm. But with that said, any of them should fit on there really. I know, maybe not, because this one has like little pipes there, and this one is slightly different. This one seems to be, I think it's all to do with the way it's going to sit on. It should all fit in there perfectly. Anyway, I'm going to go with this one because that's the one it's telling me. Right, so this just glues in like so. Nice and easy. The next thing we need, right, so the next one we need is number 72, which is this rocket pod. It's next to this lovely claw arm. And we need number 70, which is one of these, but they're not labelled, they're not numbered. Don't see a number there at all. But one of those and number 72. Right, this is very straightforward. So this is number 70. There is a little pin and a hole that just slots in there like so. There is a little nip there. So just put a bit of glue onto it. So the next piece that we need, I just had them in my hand. Here they are. Are these devious things? We need number 66, which is this one here. Right, so the way this goes, you've got a pin under there, there's a hole there, that just goes through there like so, and then that should sit in there. So that's what we have. Okay, it's a bit of a tight fit to get on. Even if that doesn't look right, doesn't look perfect, that's not right to me. This is the bit we worry about, because that slots in there. Okay, that's what that ball joint's for. And this buzzsaw arm then fits in there. Yeah, so you've got that side sorted. Okay, sorry, no, I was wrong. This one is a bigger ball joint, that's a smaller ball joint. So one goes either side, which looks absolutely tasty. They just realised that some of these arm connectors, like this one, is a bigger ball joint connector. Okay, so let's now onto the. Okay, let me start before I go ahead. I put a second rocket pod together and fired it in there. So it's got 2 rockets, 2 claw arms. I think it's going to look savage. It was there trying to make it uniform. Should I put the other side? Should I do that? And I said to myself, no, because it's an Ork vehicle. It's ramshackle. I could take an empty pot like this and start put some legs on it, and then start taking body parts like that and sticking it on, and claw arms coming out, and just all bits and pieces coming out, and just mount it up, you know, on the legs it's going to be higher up, and just really go to town with it if I wanted to. I think that could be a kit bash in the future, but anyway. So I'm going to go with this one, which is number 55, which is this big one here. Okay, I need that one. I need number 53, which is this piece here. Okay, so it's not far from it. And then I was looking for the next piece, which is 52. It's this little yoke next to this claw. And I was searching and searching. I didn't actually realise that's what it is. So I'm going to snip those 3 pieces off, clean them down, show you how they go together. Yeah, so this is very, very straightforward. So this is number 52. There's a little curvy bit there. You want to keep that at the bottom. There's a pin there. There's a hole at the top. It just slots in there like so. And this piece has the same pin, the hole goes in like that. Okay, and what you want to do is just drop it along there. And that's the ball joint you need to put the claw arm in. Then the claw arm needed. Okay, so you can use either this one, which is number 24, number 22, which is this crazy arm, or you can use the other crazy one, which is number 10. I don't know which one I'm going to go with. I might go with this one. I do like the look of that. It's very straightforward, like the first one. It just pops in there. The problem is that it's trying to open itself out, so that looks tasty now. Oh, that looks really tasty. I'm going to leave that to dry for a few minutes. Then I'm going to glue it into the top one here. Top big hole up here. Okay. Of course it had to do as soon as I started playing the camera. This is my contraption. I think it's nuts. Now I was thinking, the instructions are telling me to do, you know, the 3 claw arms on it. Starts with 4 attacks, extra attack for each one. There'll be 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 10, AP 2, and damage 3 each. Out of those 6 attacks, you're probably going to hit at least 3 times. Don't you dare. Wound probably pretty much all the time, because you'll probably hit wounded on 2s most of the time. Even if you're fighting against another vehicle, you're going to be wounding it on 3s. You know, maybe even 4s, but it doesn't matter. You're still wounding it on that sort of area. AP 2 with 3 damage each. So you can rip through a vehicle very quickly. So I think 4 attacks, an extra one for the claw makes it 5 attacks. I think 5 attacks is more than enough. 2 missile pods, D3 shots each. You know, you can do some serious work there. Now, let me move on through a few other things that are on this model before we start. Now, obviously, they want you to put the rocket pods, or the gun pods, sorry, in the bottom, one of the bottom slots, the smaller arm in the bottom slot. If you're doing 4 claw arms, then you put 2 claw arms in the bottom slot and then 2 on the big slot. Okay, but I just modified it, but as you can see, it works. And like I said, it's an Ork vehicle, so it is just made out of whatever scraps are lying around. Now, these are the custom Mega Blasters. Okay, they go in exactly the same way as the rocket pods. There's a little pin. There is actually, where are they? Yeah, there is actually 2 more of those left. Okay, they do go on exactly the same way. We have, if you're doing the other arm, this 34 there is a little clip that I put onto that one to put the big bit onto. Where are we? And there would be the other side of that clip. Yeah. That's the one I just done with a little pin at the top there that goes inside the arm. Again, if you want to put heavy shooters on it, it's the same thing. There's the pin and the same 2 pieces as needed. There is also a heavy flamer option. Okay, that's one part of it there. The other part of it is here. Again, it has a little pin there to slot it in. Okay, now that that's done, okay, that's finished. Everything else now is extras. I'm not going to put extras on this yet because I've limited myself a little bit by putting the missile pod up here and positioning the arm that way, because there's shoulder bits to go on, there's other shoulder bits to go on, you know, the next arm down, there's glyphs, there's banners, there's, you know, so many bits and pieces. But I think that's cool. I'm not saying I won't come back and put something on there. I'm not know, but at this moment in time, I don't feel it needs anything else. But let me run through the bits for you. There's the banner pole. Obviously, the banner goes. Actually, I might even put the banner on it because the banner goes in that hole there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put the banner on because it goes in that hole. Very straightforward. I actually thought it went over the back there. Just looking at the instruction now and noticing the hole. That's where it goes, and it's literally that's the bottom bit that slots into the hole. We have, sorry, with the heavy shooters as well, this is the ammo boxes that goes with them. Again, I can see there are 2 holes there. Oh no, I see it now. I can see that. I can see that there. The pin goes into there. So with that said, you've got all these shoulder pads. Okay, you've got these plates and these all other bits and pieces. Look at that. That's nuts. We've got glyphs. Absolutely crazy. We've got there for the front of the vehicle. So we've got these little crazy bits to go on there. We've got spiky bits there. There's even these little spiky bits. There's more spiky bits, and you know, absolutely savage. You can really customize this model really, really well. Now, I think the Combat Patrol magazine didn't do it justice in terms of the way the instructions are laid out and in terms of the data card. I think the data card should have all of the options that you can have for the model that's on the sprue, so you can do it the way you want. I think the instructions should say, even if it's not a data card, even if it's just before the instructions, it tells you that this is what it comes armed with. You can swap it for this, swap it for that, blah, blah, blah. And where it's showing you to do how to do the missile pod, it should then show you the options to do all the other weapons as well, so you can choose which ones you want to do. I think that's the same thing. I think with the Combat Patrol magazines and the Imperial magazine, that lets itself down, where there's more options for weapons on a model, and it's just giving you 1, maybe 2, but not all of them that you're able to use. There's a lot of customization for this model. There really is. I mean, I've still got all these lovely parts left that I can actually really go to town and get bash on. Some crazy old contraptions. I like this model. Terms of difficulty, I'd probably give it a 3. I'm not taking into account, you know, what I've said about the instructions. Just a 3 because it does take a bit of time. Looking at the sprue is very, very overwhelming. But also because the mold lines on this sculptor is absolutely disastrous. I know before I spray this bad boy down, I'm going to have to come back with the sponge and a scraper just to try and get any bits that have been missed. And I might even have to come back with glue and just run, you know, a little bit here, a little bit there, just off the nip of the glue, just to try and get any little tiny bits that's been missed. These arms are very annoying with the mold lines. Even the rocket pods were actually annoying. So let's give them difficulty in a 3. Very straightforward to build, but just mold lines really just annoy you, apart from the fact that you see 3 sprues and realise it's a massive kit. but it's very cool. So the customization on it really is amazing. I probably, so I don't know. I'm definitely gonna get more, definitely. But I think maybe the next one I get, I might do the same configuration as this, but have 2 claws at the top and 2 rocket pods at the side. And then maybe one with just all 4 claws, maybe a couple like that, maybe a couple with just guns. I don't know, there's so much possibility for customization here, it's just unreal. But I don't know, how would you get the 4 guns on top though, 2 guns on top? Obviously, the way I've done it there. Anyway, massive thank you to all for watching. Hopefully this helps you build yours, or gives you some inspiration to build yours. Because if like me, you looked at the sprues and went, oh no. The arm's trying to fall. Stay up. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Any comments or anything, chuck on below as always guys. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube to this video more and more people, which makes this incredible community of you guys grow even more. If you want to support the channel even further, there is a join button below. Click on that and become a member to the channel. There are different tiers with different perks. I appreciate every single person that becomes a member of the channel. It helps me out greatly. So guys, thanks for watching. I think the DIFF copters need to be next. Hopefully they don't take as long as this guy did. But thanks for watching. Until next time, take it easy.